Peace, everyone. It's Black High Priestess. It is Moon Day and the witching hour. As you can see in the thumbnail, I just got done appeasing my fetish, Papa Legba, and so I'm just gonna do a quick tarot reading. So cheers to everyone. Appease your fetishes on Monday. That's the day that we honor Papa Legba. Of course, you want to honor Legba and appease Legba anytime you are starting a voodoo ritual, or for those of you who practice African spirituality, you know, those of you of any race who practice African spirituality, you want to appease Papa Legba before opening the gate to any ancestor, or essentially before invoking any deity. And Monday is a great day to appease Papa Legba and have him open the gate to your bloodline ancestors, your recent dead relatives, so you can give them a feast and appease them. A great day to do that is Monday. So, you know, I've done that. And Legba really will kind of let you know what he wants, you know, how much he wants, how little. Legba's actually the easiest, I would say, to appease, especially when you deal with some of the, you know, more elaborate female ancestors and divinities. Papa Legba is really pretty easy on you. He can be, again, malicious. He can be tricky and evil, but that all really depends on you and your willingness to be open to any lessons that he's trying to teach you, and be open to any communication and information that he's trying to give you that can help you make your choices. Legba deals with choice, chance, and change. So, you know, he can bring you blessings, phenomenal luck, or, you know, misfortune. Depending on who you are, what you need to learn, and what you're employing the spirit realm for in your physical life. And that deals with where your heart is and where your intentions are. So Legba is definitely very reflective of that, and you know, that has a lot to do with, you know, his day, I believe, being on the day dealing with the moon, which is related to Khalfu. Although Khalfu is a Pethro spirit, Khalfu deals with the moon. And I say that to say, typically Pethro dealing with the fire, the sacred fire of voodoo, particularly the fire of voodoo that freed the slaves through fighting fire with fire, meaning Caucasians being the race in humanity under the element of fire. Asians, air, black, Africans, and black people, water, and Indians or native earth. So all right, well, I think that's good, you know. Yeah, so I hope you guys understand the little mysteries about Legba. Of course, as you know, everyone pretty much knows, 3 pennies, rum, or any alcohol that you have, depending on his mood. Rum is the safest bet. Dark rum is the safest bet. Be careful offering Legba white rum. Make sure you know what you're doing if you're offering Legba any clear liquor. Heads up. Whereas with the barons can deal with clear rum because they're dead. They're spirits of the dead. We got Freda. Freda fell out. Interesting. Well, I'm in my Freda, and Freda is the bride of Papa Legba as well, especially as the triple goddess and everything. So, and this is Freda. Erzulie, Freda, Dahaomé in this deck. And again, you know, this French deck is great to synchronize with the Voodoo deck because Voodoo is closely related to the like I said, the French Moors, the French aristocracy. A lot of mysteries within that, and you know, the Creole culture that played a role in, you know, using their royal access to free some slaves and take in some slaves, take in some of the, you know, the darker people who, you know, were still under oppression at that time, because as we know, a lot of times they would after abolishment there was a lot of outbreeding to make lighter children so their lives could be easier. So, you know, in terms of that, and that's great to talk about Freda coming out, because Freda is known to be an aspect of Erzulie that is often depicted, I don't want to say as Caucasian, but definitely often depicted as a mixed or mulatto or extremely light-skinned spirit. So speaking about that, getting into that, Erzulie, Freda, Dahaomé, I guess I'll go ahead and reveal one of the mysteries. I have a blog on it on my Wix website, and it talks about when I earned the mystery of La Sirène and Freda, you know, and then moving to the Danto position, or, you know, the revolutionary. She started as the mermaid, you know, essentially, you know, that quintessential mermaid who, you know, sacrificed her voice for love. It didn't work out, the tragedy of that, but the love still being within her, and she becomes an angel, you know, a savior. As a result of that love, you know, so then you get Erzulie, Freda, the more princess-like, or some, you know, would say prostitute, the virgin. You know, she has a lot of different alignments, but she's essentially it does not deal with her being mixed with Caucasian or having a Caucasian origin. Freda deals with the fragility of La Sirène after she became woman. Her being used to the realm of the water in Lemuria or Atlantis, and being used to being in that environment where there's a lot of sensitivity, and that's where intuition comes from. In my intuition series of jewelry, this is the blacksmith's bride piece, and you know, that deals with her as well. So her becoming human, her feet, you know, the sand was as like glass cutting her feet. You know, it was hard to walk. She, you know, it was a transformation, and a painful one. You know what I'm saying? Just as a lichen transforms from, you know, from man form to lichen or to werewolf. As you know, that is a painful transformation. So that's the transformation you're dealing with. You know, not to mention learning about love through heartache and through pain. This is why Erzulie, particularly the Freda aspect, represents sorrow, mourning, depression, the loss of a lover. Freda is related to Danto in that the aspect of Freda that people claim to be mulatto, and again, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about the original spirit that we honor as the Black Madonna, who started as La Sirène, to Erzulie, Freda, or Dahaomé, you know, or becoming human woman and having a princess role, and then to the Danto aspect in terms of the original Black Madonna, the Danto aspect being the revolutionary, which is another aspect of Erzulie, whose voice was sacrificed and taken away, and you know, speaking like that, because actually the people that she saved and revolted and led the revolution for cut out her tongue afterwards because they didn't want her to give away the secrets. And that talks about how the Black woman is hated for her power by her own people. That is under the mystery of Erzulie, and going from, you know, from mermaid, you know, to light to woman, being closer to that sun, getting a tan, okay, and then getting even darker, dealing with hard work, working under the sun a lot, working as a revolutionary, understanding the conditions and the struggle and the lifestyle of a Black woman. Peace, Kwame. So that is the overall triple goddess energy of our Black Madonna that is depicted with the child, the mother and the sun, the sun and the moon. And like I said, that is the bride of Papa Legba, okay? You know, the bride of the sun, however you want to relate it to the Bible or any other mythological system, whatever. Now, dealing with the aspect of Erzulie depicted as a light-skinned or mulatto, this is related to a particular path. So you have La Maîtresse Erzulie, Freda Dahaomé, or more so, I would say, La Reine, the Queen Maîtresse Erzulie. So you could consider that first one. And then she, like I said, there's a princess role. So how did she become queen? The mystery is, you know, she went into princess after becoming human. So she has a bloodline. And two of her most popular daughters are Erzulie Freda and Erzulie Danto, or Dantort, which means in heat, which deals with the fact that Black women are not chosen as wives and remain in heat, while the light-skinned women or the white women enjoy the sexual pleasure of the Black man, either through him being enslaved or through him actively choosing lighter women and rejecting darker women, leaving her in heat. Dantort. This deals with the mystery of the Black woman. So all you sisters who think that I'm bashing men by speaking up for the Black women and the conditions of the Black woman, I'm talking about mysteries that some of you will never earn unless you be quiet and listen, because you're experiencing it. And when I'm saying you, I'm talking about a whole spectrum of Black women. That's what our goddess represents. She represents that triple goddess, but she did have twin daughters. She did have identical twins, and the only trait that separated them apart was their skin color. Again, they were identical. Their beauty was identical. The only trait that separated these twin daughters of the original goddess was the skin color. Meaning, Freda was albino, essentially, okay? In that particular history, they did experience separation and different lifestyles. Danto did like to fight. She did enjoy playing with knives, or maybe was more of a tomboy. Freda did enjoy makeup, the mirror, doing herself up, uber feminine things, particularly bathing, taking baths. And Danto tends to take showers more, all right? And men. Okay, so Danto would play with men, be the tomboy, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Freda would enjoy, I don't want to say manipulating men, but the art of interacting with men as a female, as an from an uber passive, feminine, and flirtatious state of being. Okay, so there was situations with two Oguns. So dealing with Freda and Danto, you're also dealing with Ogun's bloodline as well, where his twin sons, Balin-Yo and Badagry, essentially were paired with the Fredas, and the light was paired with the light, and the dark was paired with the dark. And I believe I want to say Balin-Yo was the darker one, but I could have been Badagry, you know. But because Balin-Yo deals with the Congo aspect of Ogun as well, the whale. So, you know, I hope you guys, if you're interested in a little bit more of that, you know, maybe some of those mysteries will come to you. But the main thing is knowing that the most famous daughters, I would say, of our triple goddess, the Black Madonna, are Freda and Danto, who were identical twin sisters, that have way more in common than they do different. I listed some of the differences, okay? So, you know, Freda dealing with pink, but again, she deals a lot with pink, green, black, and white. La Sarene dealing, the La Sarene aspect of her dealing with pink and blue, which again relates to Danto dealing with blue and red. All right, so more of Freda, Erzulie Freda Dahaomé. In the New Orleans Voodoo deck by Sally Ann Glassman, the Erzulie Freda Dahaomé card depicts the Imamau in the card. So what I've revealed to you all is a mystery of her, and the fact that she does in fact relate to La Sarene, while the eye is within her bebe. Okay, because she in fact was that story of that mermaid who sacrificed her voice, fell in love with Agwe, who was, you know, pirate, and Agwe was more like Captain Hook. I can't wait till Agwe comes out, because I can't wait to talk to y'all about my Jolly Sailor Bold. So, oh yeah, and there the Imamau's already coming through. Well, it's almost 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me see, any other information on Freda before. So when you are dealing with Freda, if you are getting mounted by her, if she's coming through, like I said, she is originally black. The depictions of her being white have a lot to do with a corrupted spirit. And when I say corrupted spirits, I'm talking about spirits that are not actually in the voodoo bloodline, or not actually within the African bloodline or the ancient Dogon tradition of Sirius B, but these are corrupted spirits from other pantheons that enter and serve as a Jezebel spirit that corrupts the spirit, disguises itself as the spirit, and is corrupted, and may have the practitioner serving the imposter spirit or the Jezebel entity instead. So the white female energy of competition and oppressing the black woman, again, there was that particular lineage of the twins who had, again, more in common than they did separate, okay? But the white female energy of depicting the uber feminine woman as the lighter one is a lot related to slavery, and more so a corrupted spirit that is in direct competition with the black pantheons, or black meaning of Sirius B, not taking away the heritage of African, but actually going beyond the African and talking about the heritage of being from Sirius B and the Dogons and the Kemetics. So understand that although she may deal with paleness because of mysteries of her in the graveyard, which I talked about a little bit with the barons, or dealing with, or that aspect of her dying young, dealing also with youth, again being depicted as whiter or lighter, black also dealing with youth being having that vital energy, but her virginity, it being depicted dealing with her virginity. It's not she is not a Caucasian spirit, and in fact she's not even a mulatto spirit. That is something that the mulattoes elevate as a way to create white supremacy in a tradition that is specifically black, because all of the Orisha are triple black. All of them show up in triple black, meaning at least 30 times darker than this black that you see right here. Triple black. So the Orisha, being the sources of the mysteries of the Loa spirits, they are triple black, which deals with being from Sirius B, the Dogons and the Kemetics, ancient Kemet, dealing with the black land. So do understand that while you may earn a particular aspect or a particular daughter, this is a triple black goddess, and she is the Black Madonna, and that's why they depict her as the Black Madonna, to pay homage to the fact that she is black, and she has no mulatto origins. That comes from the need for white women to remain the status of beauty during slavery, and to keep that ingrained in the minds of the descendants of slaves. Okay, so hope you guys got that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have there's any particular ancestors you want me to do, and I'm gonna keep doing these readings and teaching you all as long as they keep coming out. And like I said, I am in my Freda. I've got my Legba had me dress up and do everything, and he actually had me put on a certain cream that I made, which is a white cream, and it is specifically for that kind of pale geisha. It is an intuition cream specifically for the royal bloodline and vampires as well. So there's some mysteries to dig into, but it's Monday, so the gates are open. I'm looking forward to my blessings, and I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you in the next upload. Peace and love.